Hey guys, what's up? Justine here. First of all, I want to say please excuse my unmade bed and please excuse my unmade appearance. This is going to be a totally random video. I did not prepare. So this is a random Saturday morning and I have a bit of time to kill, so I figured why not share with you guys how I like to take report at work. So this is awesome because I find that as a nursing student, I honestly didn't know what information to write down, what information not to write down, what was pertinent to my patient. I mean, you look through the chart, you get to know your patient, but in report, I was just like writing everything down. I pretty much still do. Anyways, I'm going to share with you guys my special report sheets from work. Unfortunately, I cannot share this with you guys because it was designed, I believe, by my work. But if you guys check the link down below on my Etsy account, I do have a template that I made, and I used to use that as a student before I started working here. So if you guys are interested, totally check the link down below. Basically, what I'm gonna do, I wasn't sure how to make this video, but basically I'm gonna show you guys how I like to take reports. So I'll pretend that I'm getting report, write down information as I go, and then I'll show you guys the finished product of what my report sheet would look like. So without further ado, let's get started. This is gonna be a little bit difficult to do because I have to film and write at the same time, but we're gonna make it work. So this is what our report sheets look like. I absolutely love this. They're double-sided, so you have enough room for 8 patients. So I will use these on days and evenings. Basically the layout, and this is great if you guys want to make your own. So we always have the date, the room number, name, age, doctor, diagnosis, history, precautions. I mean, you guys can read. Level of care, super important. Vital signs. I don't always write them here, but it's great if ever you want to mention it to a doctor or something. Accu-checks, diet, very important. Mobility, dressings, any IVs. This whole section here is your head to toe, which I love. And then verbal report, which I just use for any extra information. We're gonna use an example. This is gonna be Mr. Johns, and he's here with CHF. So let's pretend that I am getting report and see how I would fill this up. So I'm gonna start by writing the date. So today we are, oh my god, we are September 1st. Holy shiznit. Mr. Johns is in, let's say, 32A. And I already know his name because I looked at the board. That's not how you spell Johns, but anyways. Let's say I'm getting a report. So Mr. Johns is a 78-year-old male. He's here with CHF. He presented with SOB and chest pain. He has a history of diabetes, hypertension, dyslipidemia, and CKD. He is a level 1. He is allergic to morphine. His vitals have been stable since he came in. Initially, he had an episode of chest pain and emerged ×1, which is why he presented. His tropes were initially positive, but now trending down. The last one was 0.02 on August 31st. So he's up and about independently. He is on a diabetic cardiac diet, which is regular, so non-dysphagic. He doesn't have any dressings. He has an hep lock on his right arm. No fluids running. His vital signs have been stable. He's on Accu-checks TID with sliding scale. So basically, Mr. John, so he came in obviously with CHF, shortness of breath, and chest pain. So basically, we're diuresing him now. So he's on Lasix IV. He's on Lasix 20 milligrams IV BID. Your next dose is going to be at 5 o'clock. Now this is if, say, I'm on evening shift. So my next dose is at 5 o'clock. His weight has been trending down since we started the Lasix. He's been peeing a lot. He's alert and oriented. He does have a cough, which is productive at time. It is a wet cough. He does not have a Foley. And you need to do a repeat trope at 8 p.m. And I like putting a little box here that when it's done, I can just tick it off. Also, just monitor how much he eats because he hasn't been eating much since he came in, and that's something that we need to monitor before he goes home. Maybe we could put a diet consult for tomorrow. So, supper. Like that. And then I always like to write the plan. So the plan for him is basically we're diuresing him. And we're monitoring his creat, because he does have CKD, so he has bloods for the morning. He has a Chem 7, CBC, and trope. Alright, so that's basically it. This is what my report sheet would look like. A little bit less clean, a little bit more messy, but that's basically how we take report, how I go about writing it down. This section here, I do use for when I'm getting report as well as for when I do my own assessment. I'll write it down for later when I'm charting, just so I don't forget all the information, because it's easy to get confused if you have like 3 CHF patients. You're like, which one had a productive call, which one didn't, which one, blah, 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 all that stuff. Now I'm going to show you guys. I made this prior, so it's going to be like super clean, and I like put thought into this. It's not going to be just like winging it like I just did. So basically this is what my report sheet would look like. All right, so now with this sheet, I'm going to kind of show you guys how I would give report using my sheet. So here we go. We're going to skip Mr. Johns because we already kind of went over him. I have 3 different patients here. We have Mr. Johns, Mr. Clark, and Mr. Henry. So here Johns is a Mrs. Johns, Mr. Clark, and Mr. Henry. So basically, yeah, you can see here, we already did Mrs. Johns, so let's go with Mr. Clark. So Mr. Clark, 83-year-old. Oh, that's important. I forgot to mention that. I like to write the doctor as well. So with Dr. Hart, he's here with uncontrolled diabetes, history of hypertension, CKD. He's MRSA positive, level 1, allergic to atropine. Vital signs are stable. His AccuChecks are QID with sliding scale. AccuChecks have been a little bit high, so we've been having to give some insulin. He's on a diabetic diet. He has a left heel dressing due to diabetic neuropathy. It's a QD dressing. Instructions are at the bedside. He's up and about independently. No IVs, but he does have an NS lock on his left arm. What we need to do for him is diabetic teaching. And so the plan, obviously diabetic teaching, it's in progress. He has dialysis Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30. And you need to check his hemoglobin A1C. It was put in this morning. The results should come up quite soon. Then we have Mr. Henry, 52 years old, here with hepatic encephalopathy. He has a history of cirrhosis, ETOH use, hypertension, level 1, allergic to dilaudid and cats. No AccuChecks, on a regular diet. He's up and about at his baseline, but right now he's a bit confused. He was oriented ×1, so he's bed bound. He's on NS at 100 for hydration. He has both a right and left arm IV, which are both taped to prevent him from pulling them out. We need to monitor his BMs because he is on lactulose QID to help decrease his ammonia levels. So we need to monitor his ammonia level as well as his LFTs, which were both done this morning. So the plan for him, he does have a Foley. Need to monitor his urine output, monitor his bowel movements, and the plan for him is to go back home once he is back to his baseline. Alright guys, so that's basically how I like to take and give report. I hope this gave you guys a little bit of help on how you guys can take report when you're in clinical or at work. Like I said, I can't share these papers with you guys. Check if your hospital maybe has some report sheets that can be useful. Share them with your friends. And don't forget to check out my link down below for my Etsy report sheet. So that's pretty much it for this little impromptu video vlog style. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.